This is Justin Amazon on Friday, June 15th, 2018. Taking a look at the pre-market from this morning, and looks like we made a new all-time high up at 1727.80. And so that made me think, you know what, I need to go back and redraw the previous all-time high because we got above it yesterday and then made this one pre-market and then came right back down to this level and this level. I'm going to switch back to the daily, and I've hidden today's candle since it's there, but I used the high from the 6th. The price that was the high there was 1714.50, and come back into the 5-minute. That's what we stayed below 2 days ago. Yesterday we danced around it, looked like it was going to roll back down, and then ended up bouncing off of it with a Morningstar reversal, retest, rally, retest, holding this low, rally, and now today we have a bit of a sell-off back down into that level. And so we're interacting with that level again, and that's going to be key. So we had quite a range yesterday at the open. The first 30 something minutes we came all the way down to the low of 1708.87. In the first 30 minutes we had a high in the first 5-minute candle up to 1717.55. So we're opening, looking like we're going to open in that same range, you know, between that low and that high from yesterday. And so we just need to see how the traders who were trading it then are going to trade it again today, and just be a little bit patient because it is taking out some of this rally from yesterday. It's taking out you know, these people who are buying here, these people who are buying here, and it has the potential, with so many people buying that are trapped, you know, on an hourly chart or something, that they're going to be, you know, people will be getting out of their positions right away. So let's step into the day and see what happens. We immediately throw a lower wick that gets bought up from 1708.52, and we had just said the low from yesterday was 1708. Where'd it go? 1708.87. So within 50 cents of that low on a $1,700 stock. That's a relative low. That's practically the same low as yesterday. So this is a really nice indecision candle right here. You got a very small body. We need some more candles. See what's going to happen. Inside candle, and this is the one. It's like, okay, it could continue to break down from here and go quite a bit lower, come all the way down to 1700, something like that, just from this pattern having some consolidation right here at the open. And then it breaks out. It gets above our 1714.50 price. And with a very nice, strong candle. All these have very low volume. We had significantly more volume on the opening candle today than we've had any time recently. And we can zoom back out and take a look at that at the end of the day. We can, or at the end of the video, after we get through the 5-minute candles all day, we can come back and look at the opening volume. But there were definitely people taking profit at this point. You know, I made a new all-time high. People sometimes get scared of that, want to lock something in. We did hit a target. You know, we were talking about this, that we actually hit. Let me see if I can get the highlight again. Just that lower one. I just want the lower one. Oh, I had it. It's like right there overlapped, and it's really hard to move the cursor. Such a small amount to do it that I'm really bad. Oh, I had it. I had it again. It's going to bug me if I can't do it. You know how that is? It's going to bug you. All right. Really, really close. Really close. Oh, all right. You know the price I'm talking about. I can't get the cursor to show up. The lower range. It would just be great. I should practice this before doing the video. Anyway, sorry. You can just fast forward this part if you're getting annoyed. I'm really trying to get it to hover there. We made it into that first bar's range, the bullish range. All right, I'm wasting my own time now. Right into the 1723 price, I believe it was. Let's see if I can highlight the range. Was it that one? No, that one says 1770. That one's massive. It's the other one. I just wanted to show. Oh, that's the lower one. Okay, never mind. We hit a target from that triangle. So people are getting out because it's been going up for so long. And come back in here, broke out. We're not really buying the breakouts. We're buying the pullbacks, the retest, the S curves. Essentially, this could be an S curve. If somebody was looking to buy on a bigger time frame, here's an S curve coming down here. Okay, and then buy off that if you're looking at below. I mean, the person who bought here yesterday is probably the same person who bought at same price today and a stop, somewhere down in here, and they're just killing it already. That's totally possible. Another candle, nice small indecision. Okay, good. We want it to pull back a little bit. There's a bit of a pullback. Came right back, holding above the opening candle. That's a good place to buy. Call it 17.16, would have barely been triggered in. The low there is 17.15 and 96 cents, so 17.16. That's a good place to pull back, and then your stock will be down at like 17.12, something like that. Actually threw a little bit of a lower wick here. This is a really nice stair step over 15 minutes, and if you had bought there, then you have another chance to buy there again, but we're holding our 17.14 and 50 cent price. We're just not going anywhere. We're just going sideways all day, literally all day. We had a squeeze fire bullish, then not really do anything. We're just consolidating right in this range, and we're barely above the range we talked about, that high yesterday. We're barely above that. We're not moving up. We're just kind of consolidating here. I mean, it's really hard to even draw a triangle on this. We've got some higher lows, some lower highs or relative highs. Not too much going on. So it's just sideways all day long. So get a couple candles that look like, oh, okay, maybe I'm going to break down a little bit, but we're already at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not a lot of time left in the day on this, but what's really nice is we've held this price. We didn't break out, we didn't rally again, but we're still up on the day. It's still a bullish candle. It's just a small one. It's a good resting candle. Had a little bit of a sell-off here. There wasn't too much indication of that other than, okay, we're bumping up against this, bumping up against it, bumping up against it, bumping up against it. Do I, wait really for it to go higher, pull back, and then, get in on that S curve, on that pullback? Sure, you can do that. That's a lot of waiting. Or you can recognize we've got resistance. Maybe it's time that we look for a rollover back down to this price. And that would have been a great thing to do because you actually had that rollover down here. It's not quite all the way to this level. A retest from that bearish perspective, and then it actually rolled back down and through it right here. And so, this is now, instead of a bullish breakout, retest, and rally, this is a bearish breakdown, retest, and rollover here. So somebody could have been buying either here, buying puts here, writing that down, or buying puts here and writing that way down. And you're close enough towards the end of the day. I mean, it's after 2 o'clock that this is actually broken down here. But there's some good moves on the options in this kind of timing. And then it does actually rally back up above the opening candle right at the close. So let me take a quick look back at volume. Out of the last, I think I've got 20 days on this. This is a massive amount of volume at the opening 5 and at the closing 5. Nothing compares to that, and that is because it is options expiration. And a lot of times, this just chops sideways because there's just people that need to lock something in and not a lot of movement because that's kind of just a risk to mitigate for any of the brokerages that are letting things expire, brokers making money off of people who had sold options, who had bought options, and just trying to hold the price there. But we're holding at previous resistance. It makes sense that we're going to overshoot or break out, pull back, chop around. I mean, this is a great rest. These couple days in here, breakout, pull back, and a rest. So it's similar. guess it's similar to, maybe this level on this day where you broke out, came back down, bounced off it again, came back down, and then it's a little bit of resistance, a little bit of resistance. You can look at it like that where the cursor is. And then we ended up breaking out, retesting, and then rallying. It could still do the same thing up here. Could totally do that. So zoom back in on the 5 minute. Had somebody been buying somewhere in here, looking for it to rally, even this one, rally off of this 1714.50 price, really where it opened and sold off, that is held as, the rest of the day, that held as a good place to buy in the opposite direction. So instead of buying puts here, could have bought calls at that same price level. And if you look at the calls, that's how they worked out. This open was 1574. You could have set up something to buy maybe 16 by 15 later in the day. Would not have gotten that one. Would have had that one. Nice move up from 16 to 19. That's 3R. Bought here, up to 18. That's 2R. Bought here, maybe a little nervous, got a little lower, close to 15. Rallied up to actually 319, 3R, if you took profits like that. So, but each of these, once it did this one, okay, 16 to 19, 16 to 19, didn't quite make it. Kind of made it. All right, maybe we made it on that one. And then 16 to 19 again. That would have worked 1 time, 2 times, 3 times for 2 to 3 hours on each of those trades based on the open price of this option. I mean, being a little bit loose, just rounding it. Maybe you tried again here and got up to 18, or maybe not. Maybe you're looking for 19 and never got there. You trail up, you move up your stop, maybe you get out for break even. But it's, you got to deal with that aggressively because you're in the last hour on options expiration. It can actually move quite a bit with all the premium coming out of it. So that is the 1700 calls expired today and how you get to trade that. And then that little bit of a rollover in here. We saw this breakdown, retest, roll over, consolidate, stair step, and then roll down. Let's look at this one around 1250, 1245. Look at this one at 130, and then look at this one at 220. So 1245, 130, and let's just call it 215. So if we come back into the puts, so about 1245, you could have been buying here. This is the 1715, so we're right around this price. This was our support price, so if we move below it, that's great. It's going to put it in the money relatively quickly. So 1245 could have been buying in this candle for possibly $1. And that would be your full risk. And then that would have rallied. Maybe you got out, wouldn't have gotten 2R. Maybe you got half an hour. Just some sort of quick move right here, half an hour, then it pulled back, could have tried it again, maybe stopped out or just gotten out, and then it would have worked again here. You could have bought it 215. Could have bought here for 75 cents. No, not quite. Well, yeah, 75 cents, and that rallied above 250. So, 75 times 3 is 225. Could have gotten out for 2R, right here. Or not quite 2R, a little bit less if you had a $75 R to buy in at that price. But if you just set it up to buy at $1 and then you wrote it up here, I mean, you hopefully got out for an R, selling at 2, and then that's an R. And that's a nice little move on the bearish side of things. Would have been really hard to grab this one at the open. And generally it just rolled down. The premium just got sucked out of this. Because of the sideways activity. Oops. I think I just talked about it. Yeah, I just got rid of the rest of the numbers. Let me see. What was it now? 1750. Yeah. So I want to look at the 20. Because that one is slightly in the money, and see if that held its lows a little better. Still had a gentle slope down of the lows. Could have bought here for 3, flipped it out for 5, bought at 3, flipped it out for 6. So a little bit better being in the money, a couple dollars. And, that would have been trading, because we got there once. We got to 1720 once. Each one of these times, it made a little bit of gain on the put, the 1720 put, since it was in the money. But this one would be a great one to ride that rollover, retest, and roll over further, and gotten out for something. So come back into the daily. There's the candle. Look at that. Very small indecision candle. We've seen bodies like that one. That was a little bigger. But we've seen a lot of these indecision candles at key levels like this. We had probably the last one after our big, bullish move because of this gap. These gaps in here, pause right here, roll back a little bit, and then just sideways. I mean, this is just sideways for like 10 days. And it can be painful if that's all you're looking at to trade. It can build a lot of patience. It can build a lot of focus to figure out what you're going to do. But we're seeing that again up here, straddling a previous all-time high. And this one was very similar. This was just below the previous all-time high. And, we've got similar candles after a good move. So if I had to say what's going to happen up here, I think we'll get a little more of a pause. I think we'll get a couple more bearish candles, could even have a bearish gapping, retest gap like this, and then just some consolidation. I mean, this really could chop around and slowly come down to the 21 here, and then we look for a move from there higher, obviously higher. So we'll see if we get some rest come in. It was a key options expiration for the month, and so people who are getting out of positions are not doing too much to not want to mismanage or lose those gains for the expiration. They've got some fresh money to work with for Monday. So we'll see if things actually do continue right away Monday, and we're going to look for this thing to kind of slow down a little bit, but it's had some really nice moves to be able to just project like this, how high it got, and just a small retest and then continuation. Very bullish, very strong. Do not be shorting this right now. Look for it on a smaller time frame to do any sort of bearish moves. Bullish for that matter, you're going to want to zoom in on smaller time frames to see what's the best way to play something right now when the daily is really giving you just these really small candles all the way up and then small ones again here. So that's what we'll continue to look at to see what's actually happening with the options and how we can make some money on this. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Justin Amazon. Thanks.